beautiful people of the internet. It is Jackie, and welcome back to my channel. So, I was not planning on filming a reading vlog this soon, and to be honest, I may not post it for a week or two, just to do another tag or something before I post this. But I have a lot going on this week, so I figured might as well vlog it. So this is the Thanksgiving holiday. I am literally in a couple minutes about ready to hightail it out of here and go home. Then once I get home, I will only be there for a couple hours before I have to head to the airport, and we are flying to Florida to spend Thanksgiving in Florida. Now, originally we were going to Florida so that my stepsister who lives in South Carolina could come with her friend and have Thanksgiving with me and my mom. But she had to cancel because her friend is working over Thanksgiving now, and she didn't want to leave her alone. Understandable. So my mom and I are now still going to Florida just cuz, and we decided that spontaneously we're going to go on a day trip to Disney World, which is going to be so much fun, don't get me wrong. I am a little anxious because usually I'm a planner. I like to plan things out, and we are just flying by the seat of our pants on this one, which makes me a little anxious because I'm a perfectionist. So then we're gonna have Thanksgiving and possibly go to see Fantastic Beasts 2. So I figured that's a lot of stuff going on for 1 week, so I might as well vlog it. And I am going to pick up a new book before I go to Florida because I'm currently reading this book, Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell, and I'm really enjoying it. But I have read a significant percentage of it, I think like 70% of this book. So I don't have a lot of room in my suitcase going to Florida, and I'm not going to bring this book with me to Florida because I want to bring a book with me that I haven't started and that's fairly long, so that there's no risk of me finishing it before the end of the vacation and not having something to read on the flight back. So I'm going to pick up a new book, and I'm not sure what it is yet, but we'll find out. I thought about just taking one of the limited books that I have here, but wasn't really digging any of my options. This I already read. Don't have the next book in the series. This I really want to read, but I don't know if I want to start another fantasy series right now when I'm in the middle of a couple. Not in the mood. Started reading this, kind of put me in a reading slump, may pick up later. Do want to read this, but I'm taking a class in Victorian novels next semester, so I'm thinking I'll probably read Jane Eyre in that class, and I'd like to read Jane Eyre before I read this. It's not necessary, but I would like to. Read this already. This was a book I had to read for class. Had to read this for class. Actually, I read it twice in this calendar year. Really good. These two I just bought. Oops, knock that over. Never read Philippa Gregory before, but I do really like the adaptations of her stuff. But I don't really think this would make that interesting a reading vlog, to be honest, so I'm not picking that. Thought about taking Neverworld Wake, but it's a hardcover, and I don't really want to carry 2 hardcovers home, because I'm lazy. So, not going with any of those. I also, for class, have to read the first 120 pages of To the Lighthouse by Virginia Woolf, which I have a sinking suspicion I am going to hate, because I have been told this book has absolutely no plot, and instead is just a bunch of characters having philosophical thoughts about the universe and the meaning of life and all that jazz, and that doesn't sound interesting to me at all. I don't know, like, if I can get into a book that doesn't have a plot. I mean, I understand being a character-driven story, but from my understanding, these aren't even, like, interesting developed characters. It's just a bunch of musings about the meaning of life, and that sounds horrible. So there may be a rant in your future. Good news for you, bad news for me. What book I want to read this week. I'm going to take one of the young adult mysteries or thrillers that have been sitting on my shelf for several Christmases and finally knock one of those off my TBR. So this first one is called Dead Girls Don't Lie by Jennifer Shaw Wolf, which originally I was just going to unhaul this because I looked at it now and I'm like, oh, that looks like a cheesy book, but it actually has a pretty high rating on Goodreads, which makes me think it's good. I think it really just has like a generic kind of description. These two girls were friends and something really bad happened one night and now one of them is dead, I think. Something like that. This one, The Sacred Lies of Minnow Bly by Stephanie Oakes. This is about a girl who was in a cult, and the cult punished her by cutting her hands off, and then the cult leader ends up dead, and she needs to tell the truth about the cult. So sounds interesting. And this last one is called The Assassin Game by Kirsty McKay. And this is about an elite boarding school where they have this secret society that plays the game Assassins, except the game turns real and people in the game begin to be murdered. So, all of those sound fairly interesting. I'm just not sure which one I want to read this week. I feel like The Sacred Lies of Minnow Bly is the one that I'm the most interested in. It is like the longest of these three. I think it's like almost 500 pages, but yeah, I think I'm gonna take this one. Yeah, it should fit in my suitcase. I think I saved myself enough room. Oh, and the mini ears, because we're going to Disney World. Yay! Beautiful people of the internet, just a really quick reading update. I read about 150 pages of The Sacred Lies of Minnow Bly on the flight to Orlando. And to give a better summary of what this book is about, Minnow was raised in this cult led by a man who claims that he is a prophet of God, and in his view, God is a normal person who walks among us, who is constantly reborn. And this cult is it's very conservative. You know, the girls have to wear their hair long and long skirts. Men are in charge, and men can also have multiple wives, and sometimes grown men marry teenage girls. Women also are not allowed to read, and lots of crazy views like that. They're also believe in white supremacy because the prophet says that black people have the color skin they do because they lost God's love and it was taken out of them. But Minnow, when she's 12, befriends a black boy her age named Jude, who is not a member of their community, but who lives in the woods with his father in a remote cabin. So she starts this secret forbidden friendship with him, and these flashbacks are interwoven with Minnow now, who is in a juvenile detention facility for having attacked a boy. We don't know why she attacked him, who this guy was, what made her attack him, try to kill him, possibly. And also, apparently there's some fire that destroyed the community, and now the prophet is dead. And the FBI is asking Minnow to tell the truth about this community in order to find out who killed the prophet. So, after reading about 150 pages, I think the narrative strategy this book has is really effective, where we have these two different timelines, because it makes I'm very invested to find out what happened with why she attacked this boy, because you pick up in the midst of this and you just want to know what exactly is going on. It's very intriguing. And I also like how we have different flashbacks to the community so that we're gradually learning a little more about what life was like there, about the people that were there, about Minnow's family, about her friendship, possibly more with Jude, and we don't know what happened to Jude. And it's very interesting. I think the writing style is also very distinct. I don't know how to describe it. I don't want to say it's like poetry, though the inside of the book does compare it to Ellen Hopkins, who writes her novels in poetry form. So there is something very distinct and, I don't know what word to use, lyrical about it. It's just, it doesn't read like a lot of other books. But I wouldn't say it's like poetry or anything. It just has a very distinct narrative flow. So those are my quick thoughts, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye! How's it going? Sorry that the lighting in here sucks so badly. I only have a bedside lamp and one window in here, so it's a pretty dark room. It is Thanksgiving, so hope you guys are all having a great holiday. You won't see this vlog until after Thanksgiving, but still, I hope that your holiday season is going great. So today, I really need to get my crap together, and so I'm gonna start reading To the Lighthouse by Virginia Woolf, which is my assigned reading for English class at college. So I'm gonna start this. I'm scared. I like, this is not something I'd normally read if it wasn't assigned. But I only have to read 120 pages before I get back to school, which is not a lot. It's not a very long book, so wish me luck. My dad gave me this Presidents of the United States bookmark, and it's really old, but you know what the great thing about it is? Trump is not on it. Okay, so I've read 5 chapters of To the Lighthouse, and I don't really know what to make of this book. Like, I don't hate it, but there's not much I particularly like about it either. I don't even know how to describe the plot of this book. There isn't really much of a plot. So we meet this family, the Ramsay family. They're staying at a house either on the Scottish coast or an island off the coast of Scotland. I'm not sure. So there's Mr. Ramsay, who is a philosophy professor, his wife, Mrs. Ramsay, and they have 8 children, and there are several guests staying with them at the house. Their son, James, really wants to take a trip to this lighthouse that's on an island out in the water, and the family can't go to the lighthouse because the weather is really bad. And that's about it so far. I will say some of the descriptions, the word choice in this book is really, really nice. There are several sentences that feel like run-ons. I wouldn't say this is total stream of consciousness, but we do kind of jump into the thoughts of different characters, and sometimes, you know, a character's thoughts can be like, oh, this is what they think about this person. Now they're thinking about this time that this thing happened, or it's, you know, it's written like how people think. So sometimes, you know, your mind jumps from one thing to something else that's seemingly unrelated, but one thing triggers your thoughts. And there's very little dialogue. Very, very, very little dialogue. And honestly, even though I'm getting through it pretty quickly, it's not a particularly hard read. I'm reading it and I'm like, I don't really care. I'm not absorbing it. I don't really know much about any of these characters. And so while I don't hate it, there's nothing about it I particularly like. It is not making a strong impression on me either way. It's just, I don't understand what the big deal is about it, basically. It hasn't made me care yet. I will say that the son, James, freaks me out a little bit because on the second page, when his father tells him that tomorrow the weather will not be good enough to go to the lighthouse, he thinks to himself in that instance he wishes he had some kind of instrument to kill his father with. He's a little boy. I'm frightened. Hey guys, Jackie here. It is Friday, so happy weekend, and I have only about 150 pages left of The Sacred Lies of Minnow Bly, which I am saving to read on the plane back to Pennsylvania tonight. I really do like this book. I know I advertised it before as a mystery, and there is an element of mystery to it because you have to put the pieces together with these two timelines, you know, the past when she was living in the community and the present now that she's in juvenile detention. But I feel like the mystery isn't really the best part about this story. Yeah, I wonder what's going to happen, but I think what this book does that is really great is how emotionally invested I am in Minnow's character, how invested I am in what happens to her, and the kind of horror that it brings, not from paranormal events or anything like that, not from monsters, but just from the situation she's in and the horror that inspires, you know, her relationship with her family that has chosen to bring the family into this community, with this prophet who claims that, you know, he's a messenger of God, claims he's a good person, but does these horrible things to women. And it's that inspires the real sense of dread in you, and I think the way it does that is just fantastic. So I feel like the mystery isn't even what I'm the most invested in this story. It's just the characters, the sense of foreboding, the sense of dread, and these horrible events that are happening, which are also in a way kind of realistic because there are religions that claim to be good, but that repress women. There are people who have racist beliefs and they think that it's not wrong, but obviously we know it is wrong, and that's what makes it great, I think. So I'm really enjoying this book. Gonna finish it on the plane, hopefully. Have to read 30 more pages of To the Lighthouse tonight as well, because I calculated that if I read about 30 pages every day, I'll have the 120 pages I need done by class. I also have to start my English essay, which is 6 or 7 pages. I haven't started it. It's not due till Thursday, so I have 6 days, but I wanted to turn it in early. And let's see if that happens, shall we? I'm not going to be able to start the essay today because we're going to see Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald, and then we have to go right from there to the airport, so man, procrastination. I took one step outside and the wind immediately messed my hair up, but at least I have my puff pin. Hey guys, Jackie here to wrap up this vlog. So yesterday my mom and I went to see Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald, and I really liked the movie. I really enjoyed myself. I love Newt. I love Eddie Redmayne as an actor. I love Jacob. I love Queenie. I love Jacob and Queenie's relationship. I ship them harder than Newt and Tina, to be honest. I really enjoyed the movie. I did have some problems with the ending. I will not spoil it, in case you haven't seen the movie yet, so I will just phrase it in a way so people who have seen the movie will know what I'm talking about. The Queenie thing, I understand it, but I'm not happy about it. And the plot twist at the end, at the very, very end, I'm still... What is it, kitten? I'm still not quite sure how that plot twist is possible, given Harry Potter canon, and it doesn't make a lot of sense to me, so gonna try to figure that out until the next movie comes out because I'm kind of confused at the moment. So overall, I really enjoyed it. I did find the ending a little, inducing. Also, I think, considering how hyped it was that Nagini and Nicholas Flamel were going to be in this movie, they really did not do much at all. And then I also finished The Sacred Lies of Minho Bly on the plane back home, and I really enjoyed that book. I think the mystery of it is not reason enough in itself to read, but if you like a psychological thriller, an in-depth character study, then I think this is something that you would like to read. I don't know what I'm going to rate it right now. There was nothing I really disliked about it, which usually indicates that I would give a book 5 stars. However, for some reason, I don't want to give it 5 stars. I guess because even though I really, really liked it, it's not going to be one of my new all-time favorites, so I might give it 4, or maybe 4.5. So we'll see. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this reading vlog. I hope it was somewhat entertaining. Please like this video if you enjoyed and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more from me. Also, comment down below if you want to add anything onto this video. If you watched Fantastic Beasts too, comment down below what you thought about it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye, and I'll see you next time.